There's a man in a Denver suburb eating leftover chicken out of a plastic container. His car is a 2013 Honda Civic with a small dent in the back bumper. His phone is 3 generations old. The screen has a hairline crack in the corner. His couch is the same couch he bought when he moved into the apartment 9 years ago. His watch is a Casio, the kind you buy at a drugstore for $20. He works in IT, fixes the same printers, answers the same tickets, makes decent money, nothing wild. If you saw him in this grocery store, you would not look twice. That's the point. Everything about his life looks like a man who is quietly, respectably falling behind. So why are we spending 15 minutes on a man who buys generic soup? Because of a number sitting quietly inside an account Derek forgot he even had. Here is that number. Look at it, and then look back at the couch. Not inherited, not lucky, not a side hustle. Built on an IT salary over 19 years. While nobody watched, while everybody assumed he was the one struggling. Welcome to Wise Owl Finance. We translate money, and today we translate the quietest kind of rich. Today, 8 real signs. Not 8 tips, 8 actual patterns. Derek lives every single one, and Derek has a coworker, Marcus, same salary, completely different life. Remember him, and if you recognize yourself in any of these 8, pay very close attention. Because you might already be getting rich, you just haven't looked at the scoreboard yet. Sign 1. You haven't upgraded anything in years. Same car, same phone, same couch. Derek's Civic has 190,000 miles. It runs fine, so he keeps it. What looks like falling behind is actually the engine. The whole thing runs on what he skips. A new car payment averages $735 a month. Derek never made one. That money invested instead, over 25 years, grows to about $596,000. From one car payment he simply never had. That's the whole trick. Nobody sees it. Now meet Marcus. Marcus bought a new BMW last spring, financed it, 72 months. $820 a month. He loves that car. He is not wrong to. But that car costs Marcus more than money. It costs him about $660,000 in growth. Same salary as Derek. The car looks like winning. The math says otherwise. Sign 2. Every raise you ever got went somewhere other than your lifestyle. Derek's income climbed slowly for years. His grocery bill barely moved. His rent barely moved. Same apartment, same meals, same weekends. The extra money had nowhere fun to go. So it went into the account. $800 a month of raises, redirected quietly. Over 20 years, that redirected raise money grows to about $415,000. Say that out loud. $500,000 from raises he could have easily spent instead. Marcus got raises too. His lifestyle grew to meet every single one. Bigger apartment, better car. Economists call it lifestyle creep. Your spending quietly rises to match every raise you get. Marcus earns more every year and feels exactly as broke as he did at 30. Sign 3. You think in percentages, not dollars. This one is quietly powerful. Derek doesn't say, I save $600 a month. He says, I save 22%. It sounds like a small thing. It isn't. It changes what happens when income rises. When he earns more, the percentage stays, so the amount he saves rises automatically. 22% of a $72,000 salary is nearly $16,000 a year invested. Over 25 years, that habit alone grows to about $1,020,000. $1 million. From a percentage, from a way of thinking, not a windfall. Marcus thinks in dollars. A raise feels like permission to spend a little more. Every raise becomes a nicer dinner, a newer gadget, never a bigger percentage saved. Sign 4. You own pieces of companies you will never work for. Index funds, baskets of hundreds of companies bought in one go, owned quietly. While Derek eats his packed lunch, those companies pay him dividends. Small deposits arriving on their own. Here's the part almost nobody feels. A single $500 investment Derek made at 22, left alone, reinvested, that $500 became about $7,800 by 63. One deposit, 15 times bigger. He forgot he even made it. That's what compounding is. Scale it up. $50,000 left completely alone for 25 years becomes $271,000. He did nothing. He just didn't touch it. Doing nothing was the entire strategy. Marcus invests too, a little. Then he pulls it out for a vacation or a watch. The compounding never gets to start. He keeps yanking the seed out of the ground. If this is money talk that doesn't make you feel worse, subscribe and like. It helps. Sign 5. Delayed purchases feel easy, not like sacrifice, just easy. Derek has a rule. When he wants something, he waits 30 days before buying it. And most of the time, 30 days later, he doesn't want the thing anymore. The waiting turned out to be the whole thing. The want just quietly dissolves on its own. Those impulse buys he skips average about $400 a month. Small, invisible, constant. Over 30 years, that skipped spending grows to about $483,000. Nearly $500,000, built from things he wanted for a month and then didn't. Marcus buys the moment he wants it. That's the feature they designed the buy button for. For Marcus, waiting feels like losing. For Derek, waiting feels like nothing at all. Sign 6. You don't talk about money. Not from shame, from irrelevance. Derek never mentions his accounts, not because he's embarrassed, because there's nothing to perform. What's happening in his accounts has nothing to do with conversation. It happens in silence. $2,000 a month invested with no announcement over 20 years becomes about $1,040,000. $1 million that never once came up at a dinner. The quiet is the point. Marcus talks about money constantly. The car, the watch, the trip, the deal he got. Here's the strange rule. The people who talk about money most often have the least of it. Sign 7. You feel behind even when you're not. This one hurts, so stay with me. Wealth building is invisible. Nobody sees the account. Everybody sees the car. So Derek compares himself to visible things. Visible cars, visible watches, visible kitchens. And he mistakes the performance for the scoreboard. He forgets he's quietly winning. Marcus leases a BMW at $820 a month. Derek could too. He never will. That same lease money, invested for 20 years instead, grows to about $412,000. Marcus's visible wealth is costing him $400,000 in invisible growth. The car everyone admires is quietly the most expensive thing in the whole story. And Derek, feeling behind, is actually the one standing furthest ahead. He just can't see it. Sign 8. The big one. You are playing a completely different game. Marcus is playing a game called status. Derek is playing a game called net worth. Same salary, same office, same city, not remotely the same race. Derek has $562,000 at 43. Left to grow to 65, it becomes something enormous. Left alone for 22 more years, it grows to about $2,490,000. Nearly $3 million. He does not have to save another dollar for that to happen. Marcus, starting from near zero at 43 on the same salary, reaches maybe $320,000 by 65. Nearly $3 million versus $300,000. Same paycheck, different game. That's the whole video right there. Standard advice says budget, save, invest. All correct. Here's what it misses. Derek never picked a strategy. He picked an identity. That changes everything. He isn't someone who buys a car to impress people. Full stop. Decision already made. Marcus fights that battle every single month. Derek settled it once, years ago. But this path has a real cost. And it isn't the money, it's the loneliness. Derek eats lunch at his desk while the group heads out for drinks. He hears the laughter from the elevator. He is not in it. That stings. He made peace with that. But it took a while. It took a real while. Thursday, the break room. Marcus holds up his wrist like it's a trophy. $800, he says. Then he spots Derek's plain brown lunch bag. Life's too short for sad desk lunches, Marcus says, half joking, half pity. Derek just says, yeah. That's it. One word. He doesn't explain anything. Marcus wanders back to his desk and an unread lease email. $820 a month. Derek logs back in. His account, unchecked for 6 weeks, sits quietly waiting. $564,000. Grown while he wasn't even looking. Marcus will never know. That's the whole thing. The loud one is stretched. The quiet one is free. Derek isn't waiting for his life to start. It started a long time ago. Nobody can see what he's building. That's exactly why it works. Quiet dignity. Derek figured that out years ago. You just figured it out now. Subscribe for the next one.